Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Boruto anime review. This one's going to be for episode 133. This episode is called A Village Without Sasuke. I thought this was a little bit of a disappointing episode, especially given that we had a week off, I think for some Pokemon thing. Coming back with this one and then immediately starting the episode with the big cliffhanger that had everyone interested was oh no, just kidding, and then the Sakura section of the same cliffhanger is oh, it's someone else called Sasuke, and she's still suspicious, of course, but Jiraiya is still suspicious, but it just felt like they were just kind of needlessly extending out something that could have been interesting right now. And I think that's just this entire episode of oh, they're slowly moving along with the collaboration jutsu. Boruto's slowly learning more about Sasuke. And they're teasing more about Urashiki. It was just, to me, an episode in this arc. I don't think there was really anything special about this one. The best part of the episode, for sure, was Boruto and Naruto talking about Sasuke again. Boruto learning stuff okay, Sasuke left to gain power. He learns about, Sasuke being the only survivor, of the Uchiha, and that he went to go off and learn from Orochimaru. Given that, Boruto's, met Orochimaru and stuff like that, it's okay, cool, Boruto's thinking about a lot of things. He is now beginning to learn the details about Sasuke that we were sort of hoping he would. Again, I still think we are building eventually to Sasuke being a bit more open with Boruto about his own past and telling some of this stuff himself. But what we got here, I think, was nice. So just Boruto getting to see that dedication of Naruto, saying, I want to get stronger. I'm going to go so far so I can, beat him up and knock some sense into him again. And then he gets sort of the same impression when he meets Sakura later on, that she also wants to get Sasuke back. That is, he's beginning to understand that this is the focus. In the past, this was the big thing, getting Sasuke back. He's realizing the full extent of what exactly happened, and this is where it's obviously gradually becoming a requirement that Sasuke eventually tells Boruto about this. I suppose let's talk about the whole, The last episode teased that Jiraiya just comes out and says, "You're Sasuke Uchiha, aren't you?" And then he opens this episode by saying, "Just kidding." Even though he's still suspicious, he sort of accepts the response for now that okay, just tell me some information and I'll stop sort of investigating your identity. He still, I think, absolutely thinks that it pretty much has to be him. And I assume the reveal will still come out. I think a lot of characters from the past will learn that Boruto and Naruto and Sasuke are from the future. In that I absolutely think Sakura is going to find out that this guy is Sasuke, and Jiraiya is going to know for sure that it is Sasuke by the end of this. It just felt like they took I think a kind of poorly written way out of revealing it at this point, and it just felt very the just kidding especially is just such a kind of troll move. I think it's I think just the definition of weak writing in terms of cliffhanger. Psych, it wasn't actually a cliffhanger. And then similarly with the whole Sakura thing, though, I think you have a little bit more of a kind of get out of jail kind of thing there, with the fact that, okay, the letter was smudged, she couldn't read all of it exactly, but clearly the name Sasuke was written down, and I don't think we knew in the first place what exactly was written on it, so they seem to sort of confirm that it's not just that it directly states Sakura and Sasuke are in a relationship and have a kid. It didn't just reveal all of that straight away to her. Instead, the idea here was more that, wait, he dropped this, it says Sasuke, you must know something about Sasuke, and Boruto just has to be oh, it must be someone else. There's no, and then Naruto kind of helps Boruto, and they're both just there's no way he could know something about Sasuke, and that's how they get out of it. But I suppose the one bit of setup on that is good is that she pretty much has set in stone that she is going to go and confront future Sasuke about this, and I'm assuming this might be the situation where Sasuke isn't able to just, lie or something like that. That even though it's younger Sakura, he just might not be able to lie to her and has to be truthful here. Because I think we all know, it's gonna come out. They're gonna do a memory wipe thing at the end. More than likely, the turtle thing that they used to get here will activate again, wipe everyone's memory, and that'll be how you get out of the issues that this presents. But we still get the moments that we're sort of we've been wanting. Other than that, it was just sort of doing a lot of what we sort of expected this arc to do, of Naruto and Boruto go to Ichiraku Ramen, they meet up with the Inoshika Cho trio, and they eat at the barbecue place. And it's just, fun getting to see them all interact and stuff like that. But, it wasn't anything particularly insightful here because, apart from, I suppose, Boruto just seeing that, Naruto sort of has the trust of everyone at this point that, they'll all go to get Sasuke if they have to. That was the main point they were getting at here. Other than that, we had the next bit of the collaboration jutsu was basically just them continuing to do the sort of double person Rasengan at one point, it not working. Then they go back to, I think, the thing that really helped Naruto the first time he learned to use the Rasengan, and that was drawing the leaf symbol on your hand, the center of your hand, to focus your chakra. It seems like that begins to work, but kind of Boruto runs out of chakra before they fully get it right. It's cool, that's good setup. I like that this is going to be the big finishing attack that we're kind of building towards. I assume they're just going to, in the middle of the fight, heat of the moment, Naruto and Boruto will team up, they'll do this move, really cool, take Urashiki by surprise, and that will be how they end the fight. Because, that's the way with these type of things. They never fully, reveal that, the character mastered the jutsu beforehand. Here, look, he can do he can do 100% correctly in training. Now here's him using it in an actual fight. Of course, the way they do the tension of it is that do they know it or not going into the fight? So that's the setup there. And then right at the end of the episode, we see Urashiki arrive again, and this time, of course, Sasuke and Jiraiya sense it. They come over. Boruto just get hit with lightning, and we see, I suppose, Urashiki using more of his jutsu. He's much more aggressive with using the kind of chakra and the abilities of people that he's captured. In that, he's using fire style, he's kind of using lightning style here. He hits Boruto. Jiraiya just gets stabbed through with the rod. They didn't seem to clarify 100% if he stole his chakra or literally this was just a sword kind of blow here. I don't think Jiraiya's out of the fight here. I think this was just meant to be Urashiki is so powerful, even he can hit Jiraiya, which makes sense. In that. Jiraiya is meant to be, I suppose, roughly, in or around Sasuke's level, given that Sasuke doesn't have all of his chakra here, and Urashiki is an Otsutsuki, so he's meant to be, top tier, so, him being able to hit Jiraiya makes sense to a degree, but we'll see exactly what way they do the fight. I still am unsure about how many episodes exactly we have of this arc. I don't think it's ending next week, for sure. But I don't know, maybe 3-4 episodes at most, I think, left. I can't see them doing a huge 5-episode fight. I'd be surprised if they had Urashiki escape again. I think where we are right now, it probably is just about time to kind of fulfill what this arc has set up with regards to do the collaboration jutsu. It's going to happen, I think, within the next few episodes. That'll be what potentially takes down Urashiki. Again, it's very unclear about in what way they'll take him out. In that, realistically, they can't kill Urashiki, otherwise they sort of they have to pretty much almost create another Karma Mark user. And I don't think they want to do that just yet. So unless they're going to use the quote-unquote death of Urashiki here to set up long-term setup, something that is going to happen in the Boruto manga later on, the best you can do is you force him into retreat. They reveal that it's time to get out of this time period. they have the final scenes with all the characters, wipe everyone's memory, follow Urashiki through, and he's spun off somewhere again. I'm not sure, but it feels like this is the arc where you sort of have to, like, quote unquote, deal with Urashiki, and I don't know how exactly they're going to accomplish that in terms of what is his fate going forward. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the episode. It had some good moments, but definitely I think given how good this arc has been, I think this was one of the weaker episodes, unfortunately. But hopefully it can end on a strong note, because there is some good setup here. I'm actually very excited to see the scenes when the characters from the past like realize who they are and just what those reactions are, even though they will, I suppose, get erased. But they're my thoughts on the episode. In the comment, let me know what your thoughts were on this one. But that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.